From the darkest corners of Tumblr comes a podcast where we take two of your favorite fictional characters, get them together, and ask, do we ship it? Hey guys, welcome back to Ships in the Night. And oh, it's so hot outside, it's so steamy, and it's just gonna get worse because it's gonna get steamy in here because of what we're about to say with our words. I'm Zach Wilson. Greg Goodness is somewhere out in the internet ether.
You're putting a lot of pressure on us to actually change the weather. I don't like having that responsibility on my shoulders, especially because now we're going to get people who are like, listen, this podcast is too steamy. What with all the stuff going on in the Arctic and all the ice caps melting, you guys got to shut it down. We cannot have, you are an environmental threat at this point. So,
look, I know that they're trying to come for us. They say the shipping industry is causing all sorts of havoc to the ozone layer. But I say you will not stop love, sir. You will not stop our love. I'm Zach Wilson. That's Greg Goodness. Welcome back to Ships in the Night. And it's not just us. We are welcoming to the show that we have been doing inexplicably for 2 years, over 2 years now. Is that insane? That's pretty insane, right? I'm asking myself these questions. But I'm also asking our guest from literally the first episode of the podcast, and we haven't had her back on, which is a travesty. But now that we're doing it remote, it's super easy to get anybody that's available to come on the show. It's Alexis Torres!
Hey, everybody. It feels good to be back. And also, yeah, I blame you guys for global warming. It's all your fault. I feel it every time. Anytime it gets hot, I'm like, damn those two.
What cross fandom havoc have they wrought
It
now?
must be awful. That's all I'm going to say. I was like, oh, the ship, it has set sail.
Dude, look, when Optimus Prime and Thomas the Tank Engine got together a couple weeks ago, it was just, look, the carbon emissions from one night of that, it's immeasurable.
Look, the fact that I'm in the town, or at least close to the town, where they actually have a live Thomas the Tank Engine, I can't look at him the same way again. I just can't. I'm like, you took Optimus Prime for real, like just like that.
He took Optimus Prime. He did. Yeah, he took it.
It's just rude. I can't look at that big blue face anymore. I just can't do it.
Wow.
I love how you casually drop on the podcast like, yeah, I live in a town where there's a real life Thomas the Tank Engine. Like, I'm just supposed to know that.
In Pennsylvania, near Lancaster, they have a train station where they actually have Meet Thomas the Tank Engine, and you get to go and meet him like he's an actual freaking train, eyes moving and everything, and you get to, go on a ride. You get to ride Thomas the Tank Engine, not just Optimus Prime, okay? You can just go and just enjoy an afternoon, hanging out, and just do that. Take pictures. There's a conductor, the whole thing. Sometimes it's even Thomas and friends, Pay me. Just saying, Alexis Torres. You can find me at aTorres890 just to help you out with your social media, anything like that, just saying.
What? Greg, how did we do a whole episode about Thomas the Tank Engine and not make a and friends joke? But anyway, that's literally 2 episodes ago. We're talking about this episode now. And podcasting is actually part of why I have a specific ship in mind for you, Alexis. Because I was casually listening to a different podcast. It's become extremely popular. As if I was the one who discovered this. I'm saying, actually, it's not called the Scrubs Rewatch Podcast, but it's called Good Friends, Fake Doctors.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to one, I think episode 4, and then I hear a familiar voice, and it's Alexis Torres asking questions to Zach Braff and Donald Faison.
I mean, if people didn't know that it was me, it was the fact that Donald was literally saying my name in an Oprah-esque voice, literally just like, Alexis Torres Plumley, like over and over and over. And I was like, yeah, I don't think anyone's not going to know that I was in this episode. It would be weird. And I also wanted it as a ringtone.
It was great. But because specifically you were on that show, we have our first ship of this episode, and it's going to hit some Scrubs themes because today we're going to be shipping JD from Scrubs and the Doctor from Doctor Who. Which Doctor? Specifically, the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor.
Da-da-da.
First thoughts, guys. What do you think? We've obviously there's the Doctor and Doctor thing. It's right there in front of us.
I'm gonna let Greg do this one first. I'm too close to this.
Whew. I mean, Scrubs is not exactly known for its hard sci-fi turns.
You sure about that? Have you seen the daydreaming? Hello.
Well, that's the thing, is that daydreaming, I think, is very separate. But there may be some crossover possibility where, in fact, JD's daydreams are an alternate reality and not just the machinations of a goofy, well-wishing doctor. So I am open to the possibility, but you guys are going to have to do some heavy lifting on this one.
I immediately see how we get into this meet cute of this crossover, though, as you say that, because the fantasies becoming a reality, that's totally something that would happen on Doctor Who. It's just some kind of alien spore comes down and starts bringing JD's fantasies to life. And it's a Jumanji-style havoc is wreaked upon the town of where does Scrubs take place? It's shot in LA, but I don't think it's set in LA.
I don't think so either. I have no idea. Now that I think about it, which makes me really
Every
sad.
town, USA.
Yeah, no, for real.
It's generic city.
Yeah.
That's the name of it. GC, generic
GC.
But I think that's how it kicks off, is that there is some kind of like they don't know why, but every one of JD's imaginary fantasies is just coming to life. And so he'll picture the janitor as Chewbacca, and all of a sudden the janitor is Chewbacca.
And this is somehow tearing the universe asunder. They're like, we can't have this. There are too many like dancing fun riffs throughout all of the multiverses.
Well, it's just reality is being bent in and out of shape. I imagine it's causing the TARDIS to have all kinds of, like, the TARDIS won't like that kind of thing. That will break space time.
Especially with especially with how many times JD daydreams in an actual afternoon, like not even like the full day, like just like a couple hours. Like we go through so many that he could actually be messing up with the time-space continuum, because we don't know exactly how many. Someone probably in the universe knows how many times he daydreams within an hour, but it would just go crazy. Like, can you imagine if he was like daydreaming about Carla doing something and then just all of a sudden Carla was already doing it? Like, it would be insane, and the Doctor has to intervene. Has to.
It starts off, but
it creates a universe unto itself where it's all just dancing Carlas all the time.
Can you imagine just an ultimate, just like number, like of just Carla's just dancing in some sort of like crazy costume, and she just keeps like replicating over and over and over. Like, I can't. Oh, good Lord!
It's depleting other planets' resources.
Yeah, like. She's just like dancing on like she's like cutting down trees to dance on them or something. Like, you don't even know. Like, she could just be going absolutely berserk, you know? Or like he imagines like Turk like being like back to not Turk. Who's that surgeon that's always smacking people's butts? Gosh, what's his name? Yeah. Or no, high-fiving. That's right. Todd. The Todd. Like, can you imagine if the Todd just went like actual, like if you like imagine the Todd as like an actual caveman and he was running around like ripping people apart or something, or like dragging women by their hair into like closets? Like, Jesus.
Like, I mean, it could start with the Todd. It's like, man, Todd's high fives are so hard. It's almost like a sonic boom. And then like,
Todd is creating new big bangs throughout the universe because his high fives are just so intense.
He blows up the hospital with one high five. It's like every window
so many
shatters.
Casualties, so many.
And I mean, JD just, I imagine he's like, my life would be fun if there was just tons of blonde women around. And all of a sudden there's a field of blondes, but that's when the Doctor is one of those blondes. Because the Doctor is now like a blonde woman. Exactly, I will point out, exactly JD's type, because he inexplicably dates like 6 blondes over the course of that series.
Wait, was Mandy Moore blonde too in the series?
No, she's the exception.
Yeah, she was the brunette, right?
She's the only exception, because it was like you had Elizabeth Banks, you had Elizabeth Banks' character, you had Elliot, you had that other Doctor, you had Heather Banks' Doctor. There was another character that showed up for a while. Hot widow wife or
Yep.
hot coma wife. They're
Oh
all
my God.
blonde. They're all blonde except for Mandy Moore because apparently they were actually dating at the time, so he had to.
No, oh, I thought that was a rumor. I didn't know that was true. Okay, we're not gonna get into that kind of gossip, but but we can talk about that later.
He said it. Zach Braff said it on his own podcast. I don't think that's rumor anymore.
No, clearly I missed that. I missed that completely, but also that makes sense because also Mandy Moore is just Zach Braff's type.
Anyway, we look, Alexis. We have a rule: we don't ship real people, except that one time
I'm
we did
sorry.
Guy Fieri. But that's
Yeah,
a whole
I was like,
different.
what? Lies. I remember that episode.
The doctor comes out of this field of blonde women and is like, we've got to run. We've got to get out of here. And they I imagine her just grabbing him by the hand and just yoinking him.
Like full on Asian drama style. Oh, and there would be like cute little flowers and it'd be in slow-mo. Oh, I already ship it. Oh, it's just, I want it. Oh, give me.
I mean, especially if this is like a time where like the doctor maybe like left her like her like three current like friends / companions like maybe behind, so like for this story it's just she takes JD because she's got to study him. She takes him in the TARDIS and they like go off. Well, it starts as like we have to figure out why this is happening, so she takes him out of the hospital environment to see if the fantasies will still become a reality, and they go to like some alien world. And then there are dancing Carlas that pop up on this alien world.
Yes. I hope that she's beating up other aliens as she's like kicking and doing the can. I want it. Zach, Greg, make this happen.
It presents an interesting problem because if, as you say, the doctor is JD's type, then I have to imagine at some point during this experimentation, the doctor is just gonna look over and see like a carbon copy of herself in a bikini dancing to, I don't know, like, Devo or something like that.
I wanted it to be red balloons.
Exactly, yeah. Red balloons falling all around her as she dances in a bikini.
Yes.
And Zach Braff is gonna have some explaining to do to be like, yeah, I don't
know.
Yeah, that's not me.
Yeah, I don't know who that. Yeah, someone else's daydreaming.
I guess your clinical trial isn't as tight as you thought it was because
and they haven't really established yet for this doctor like her like what her sexuality is like. So I think she's like somewhat like Matt Smith's doctor, like 11, where it's like almost asexual, but like or at least not outwardly sexual. But I think that the fact that they haven't addressed it means we can just play with that flexibility. So here's the question that I raised to you guys: is the doctor flattered by this or disgusted by this?
Flattered, because I think she will. Well, no, actually, maybe a little bit of A and B, because you know how like she usually. I feel like the doctor can go back and forth sometimes, where it's like, oh, well, that's not well. Now I see some flaws. I need to work out more. Maybe, you know what? We don't have time for this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like she'd go through a process of it and like go, wow, I didn't think that's how I would look in a bikini. But also, I don't know if I like it. Like, I feel like she would be questioning it and be like, but why this? Why this song? Why the balloons? Why? What's that all about? And JD's like,
Well, speaking of process, I mean, the doctor is a scientist, so forgive me. This gets into like kind of weird territory, but I think at some point the doctor would have to say, well, JD, in the interest of furthering this experiment, we need to see what would happen if one of your fantasies came true. And so you wind up in a scenario where the doctor's like, listen, JD, we need to fuck for science.
No, Greg, how dare you? But also, yes, continue.
This is the smutty fan fiction I am here for.
No, for real, I'm signed up. Subscribe. I subscribe for this content. Give me. Tell me more. What's happening next? I'm also writing this down for later for the Tumblrs. Tell me.
Well, she definitely has a clipboard. There's like a checklist of things that she needs to do. And she's reviewing it with JD like, well, in this fantasy, at this point, I would loosen your belt. Is that correct? And he's just like,
So is this going to be like a Friends episode where we kind of go through the different zones where it's like 7, 7, 7, but like in a more logical stance? Like I don't understand, Greg. You have to help me out here.
yeah, it's careful trial by error. Trial by error, where even after the experiment is complete, I think at some point JD is going to be like, I don't think, I think there might have been some irregularities in that. Like, we need to start the experiment again. The basis of the scientific method is being able to reproduce your results. So
I know. And then they just rewind it, like you hear the, and then it just starts over and it's just like, okay, what about that?
Maybe we should try the experiment again where I'm behind you.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And then it rewinds and comes back and it's like, okay, I don't think I did that right because then you were behind me.
Right.
I thought it was great.
We need to test for the variable of doing this on a boat. There's just so many.
The fun here is that like JD is coming up with all these ridiculous scenarios, but the thing is, the doctor would be coming up with equally, if not extremely more ridiculous scenarios. Like, well, what have I tried at hanging from these monkey bars? And she's just like swinging.
Where did these monkey bars
forth.
come from?
I need to create a scenario that breaks your mind, JD, so that we can
for real.
finally end this cycle.
Yeah, because I think it'd be great to have she remembers like a specific space where you can literally think of anything and it just shows up. I mean, obviously, like it happens already in his daydreams, but like this is an actual space where it's safe. It doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't affect actual time. It's just stuck in this box. What is that? I guess like a Janet. Using a Janet space.
The Janet void.
Yeah, the Janet void to do that and just like go for it. Now we're just putting all kinds of ships. That's a threesome I'd like to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like JD hears Janet, he's like, what?
So this is Janet. Hello.
I mean,
I'm not human.
somewhere in the doctor, like the doctor could probably find them a pocket universe.
Yeah.
To run these experiments in where they're
Called
not going to
Janet
hurt
void.
anybody.
Correct.
Yeah, let's call it the
Janet.
Well, the
The
TARDIS
Janet.
probably has a void they can go to. Like there's a Janet built into the TARDIS somewhere.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Janet is in this story now.
Yay! Finally
this is crossover
happening. My
fan fiction.
dreams.
We can do whatever we want. The doctor finds a way into the afterlife, and there's a Janet.
Yeah. Like the sex was so good that JD actually died. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
We're getting dark here.
JD ripped a hole in space-time, and so they wound up in a different universe where there's an afterlife, and that afterlife is the good place, and there's a Janet. But they use the doctor's able to use the Janet's void to run these experiments. So here's the thing. If this did all start because of an alien spore that like got into JD at some point, then that's what's bringing his thing to life. I feel like the doctor, by the end of the episode, or potentially 2-episode arc, the spore, she cures the spore so that he can go back to the hospital.
Well,
But does he
JD
wanna
comes
go
so
back?
hard that the spore just
Yeah,
shoots
the
right
sport
out
just
of
shoots
him.
out. Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking.
Oh my
Thank you,
God.
Greg. Thank you, Greg.
Sex was the cure. It came out.
Literally.
He had to come at least 20 times, and then all of the spores. And they realized that about like time 10. It's like, oh, you have to keep coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only way we can
All
do
out
this
of your
is
system.
we finally found the cure. It's having sex in zero gravity in a stadium that's reminiscent of the Roman Colosseum while drinking coconut milk. Like that's what finally did it.
And there has to be a yodeler somewhere in the mix. There has to be just a random yodeler so that when he finally hits the climax, the yodel is just like operatic. It's just so loud that it shakes the entire Janet void. It'll be great. And then the spore just pops out. It's great. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And at least one of the times, that he imagined Elliot there, and suddenly, suddenly Elliot was just like in the room with them.
And she's like, "What am I doing here? What's happening?"
She's not involved.
JD?
She's not involved. She's just in the room.
No, she's in the room and she's like, "Oh, you're naked. Oh my God, wait, who's she?" Oh, so this is how you like to play it.
I could totally picture JD's thought process. It's like, I wonder what my ex would think if she was here.
And then brings the array of blondes and then the one brunette.
Yep, they're all there. They're all there watching them. Like, oh, I remember that move.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he tried that on me. It didn't really work out though.
Oh, it worked
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, that was great. We did that move 8 times. Like, I can't perform like this, guys. Can we quiet, please?
Oh my god. I'm also picturing that the porch that he had.
Oh, that he had.
Is just like it's in the void by itself. They're having sex on that porch by itself.
I just need a Turk to come out and just be like, "You got this, JD," just like randomly.
Oh, that's a different one of this. One of the times they had sex is like it's like a field, like that stadium that Greg mentioned, the Coliseum, is all Turks cheering him on.
And one Dr. Cox nodding approvingly.
Oh, when he's clapping, like salon clapping. Good job, Darlene. So proud of you.
Why is he calling me girls' names even in my fantasies?
Even in your fantasy, you know you like it, JD. You know you like it. Don't deny it, baby boy. Like, it's fine.
Oh my god.
I love it. I love it.
I'm never gonna be able to watch Scrubs again.
No, you're not. You brought this on yourself. This is what happens when you bring Greg and I into a room. We fuck up your entire thing. Yeah.
But I love it. I'm so happy about it. And I contributed to it. So I have no one to blame but myself.
But yourself.
Well, I guess the thing we got, like, I just want to know at the end of the day, do these two make it? Like, how does this end? Does it, like, does JD just go back to the hospital, or does he become a companion?
No, that can't. It was a one-time thing. They will always just have the memories of the beautiful 820 times they had sex in a Janet Boyd.
That's how many times it took. 820.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just, it might even be like a rent thing, like 525,600 minutes. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know why it's 820, but I think it's 820.
Sure, we'll go with that.
And
but
it's
no,
like,
I think
it's like that room in Dragon Ball. In Dragon Ball Z, where it's only been 5 minutes by the time they get back, but they've had sex 820 times.
Yeah, that's what I want. I think it's just, it'll be more, not memorable, but it will really keep a special place in JD's heart to be like, wow, I did that, and I did that, and I did that, and I did that. You know what I'm saying? Dad, high-five me. But not really, because you'll break a hole in time space. But still, I think it would be better for her to just leave and just be a distant memory.
That's fair.
Of doing it.
That's fair. So we got to ask the question then: do we ship it? Alexis, I'm starting with you. Do you ship it?
I mean, did you not hear me? I was tweeting the entire time of this episode. Hell yes, I ship it. But again, I would be okay if they broke it off.
Look, even if we know the answer, we got to ask the question.
I totally understand. I'm just saying, if you have 3 more hours, I would like to also break down the 820 times, because we have to go through it. Okay, you can't just leave me hanging. That's what a tease. Like, I have blue balls. Like, it's just
that's what Tumblr is for.
Fine.
Or our Twitter feed. Hey, if you want to pitch us your tell us, fans out there, write one of these 820 times and be sure to tweet it at shipping pod on Twitter.
This.
Oh no, I don't think this is a good idea, Zach.
We will retweet every single one. I'm committing to that. Anyone who sends us their description of what happens in one of the 820 times that JD and the doctor had sex, we will retweet it.
Okay, don't tag me, just DM me, okay? I'll read it later before bed.
Just tag at shipping pod on Twitter. Greg, do you ship it?
Yeah, mostly just because I think it would make some Doctor Who fans mad that we're bringing Katie into this. It's all very fun and good, but again, that's my primary motivator for why I want this to happen.
I disagree. As a hardcore Doctor Who nerd, I ship this so hard. Get the doctor some love.
It's just a one-off. It'll be okay.
Super weird fantasy-based love. This is that. That was one of the weirdest ships we've ever done, and it's also one of my favorites, I think, because that was true internet /fiction. if I have ever heard it.
I mean,
Look,
Thank
man,
you,
I'm not gonna
Alexis.
toot our own horn. We do fucking bangers every week. I don't
no, for
know
real,
why
though.
you're singling this one out. We're the kings of slash fiction here.
Yeah, no,
Because
for
this
real.
one just like there were plenty of non-sexual ways for this to have been. We usually write romances. There were plenty of non-sexual ways for them to have resolved this JD fantasy issue
Oh
in a
yeah, we
crossover
didn't
special.
mention them connecting on an emotional level in any capacity.
Oh god, no, but it's okay because you know what? There'll be in one of those 820 times. There'll be one time where just JD just couldn't get through it, you know, and then they have to have a talk, you know, where she's like, "It's okay, it's all right." I think
And then
you're a
he's
Sometimes
special
the
so-
guy.
experiment fails.
Yeah.
she comforts him about his life choices and everything that
Yeah.
he's gone through, and he feels so good that that one time at time 578 they made love,
Yeah,
beautiful love.
beautiful, sweet love, candlelight. Again, more yodeling, but it was fine. It was still romantic AF, is what that was. Romantic, capital A, capital F.
Well,
What?
no, it was. It absolutely was. And I
Yeah.
need to go cool down, if you will. So we're going to take a quick break and then be right back with our next ship. And we're back, and it's time for our second ship of the night. This one's going to be high flying. It's just so powerful because either one of these people could break the planet with one punch. Because we've got One Punch Man, Saitama, and Kal-El himself, Superman. Crossover fanfic ship. What do you guys think?
I have questions. I need to know the meet cute of this one, and I'm trying to think of it, and I
Well,
don't
that's
know
what we're
how.
here to figure out. I mean,
Yes.
just first reactions. Like, do these two seem like they would fit together? I mean, obviously they are both incredibly strong superheroes.
I mean, look, that's what's part of appealing about it to me is that they do not fit at all. Is that Superman has a very strong sense of justice and responsibility, and One Punch Man just wants to be a superhero for the fun of it because he's bored otherwise.
I mean,
So-
yeah, no, I'm with you so far. I was saying that like maybe Saitama is, you know, not enamored per se, but like intrigued by. I mean, which is saying something. That usually takes a lot for him, but maybe he's just a little bit intrigued because he's like, oh, you are kind of almost as powerful as I am, maybe. But maybe we should hang out more. You know, just in my own aggressive way of shipping people. Like maybe that's how that works. I don't
Hey,
know.
Kal-El, you ever play video games?
Yeah, no, for real. First date, for sure.
Does Saitama like? Does he seek out Superman because he thinks he might be the person that he can't
Mm-hmm.
actually defeat with one punch?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's gonna have to be one dick, I would assume. No, it's too far. All right, I'll see myself out.
No,
Guys,
it's not.
see you
It's
later.
not too far. We're just not there yet, Alexis. We're still
sorry.
on the meet cute.
Again, aggressive shipping. Get to it, jeez.
But
No, look, I'm not afraid to dive into this. Fuck it, let's do it. Like, look,
Thank you,
okay,
Greg.
if Saitama can kill people with one punch, I mean, look, this is the whole like Mallrats conversation all over again. But
It's what
if
this
he
whole
can,
podcast is.
if he can kill people with one punch, then is he also like one thrust man? Like,
God,
does
that's
when he
awful.
have sex, it's just like as soon as he's in there, people are finished, either in like a very
Or the-
positive way or a
like split in half.
yeah,
No,
like
I-
no, you are now in a coma sort of thing.
I
Good
think the
Lord.
canon would not support the thrusting. I think he could get there if he wanted to, if he did like 100 cock push-ups a day
Oh,
for a little while. He's absolutely capable of reaching there, but he hasn't trained that part of his body to that extent. So he still
True.
needs to train. He
True.
needs to do some cock training.
What if that's his actual weakness, though?
Getting hit nuts.
Because
Just
he hasn't
no
trained
one.
that, just like what Zach said. So, like, if he's not sitting there calling up Tenacious D to do cock push-ups, then maybe he's not that great in the sack.
Oh my god, I love that. Like the League of Villains just
Yeah,
gets together. Like, guys, we never thought of punching.
we
him
never
in the
thought
nuts.
about that. Never thought about that. Trying to just get a lovely night going, a video games, some alcohol, maybe, you know, some snacks, and then just when things start to get hot and heavy, it just doesn't work out.
Should we punch him in the dick?
So
Or
that's One Punch Man has been defeated. He has been successfully punched in the dick. And so he seeks out Kal-El because he thinks, okay, this is the one person I can spar with. That would give me the resilience I need to get back into fighting shape.
I mean, maybe. I mean, there has to be some sort of Kryptonian something to help out with that. I don't know. Just saying. Just saying. There has to be. There's a lotion, a liquid, a pill, something.
The kryptonite condom? Is that what we're talking about
Hey man,
here?
I don't know. Whatever works, okay? There's always something, okay? And if Saitama really freaking needs it, Superman will do it, you know? Literally. In any way, shape, and form. Anywhere on the planet.
Well, beyond the sexual aspect, I have to imagine that there is, unlike in our Dr. JD ship, there is an emotional component to this. Because I think that One Punch Man listens to that song, I can't stand to fly. And he just hears that and feels this flood of emotions, right? He's like, oh my God, this speaks to me on a level that no sort of K-pop or J-pop would ever compare to. I need this in my OP. And he hears the lyrics and then he's like, this Superman character, who is he? Does he understand my pain? Does he understand the frustration of only being able to punch out people and never having an actual challenge, but having people look at you as if you're some sort of a god? I must meet this person. And so I think that there is an emotional component to this as well, where he would seek Superman out. Am I wrong
Greg.
in that?
Oh, Greg, just pulling on the heartstrings. I wasn't ready for that emotional roller coaster. That's rude. Number one, how dare you? Two, I completely agree. I need them to have just a moment of just like sitting on a rooftop somewhere and just really hashing it out of just like being the most powerful person might not always be the one powerful thing that you need. And I'm like,
nobody's ready for 5 for fighting. That's the one weakness. Beyond getting punched in the balls. That is One Punch Man's one weakness is 5 for fighting sucks.
I want it. I want that talk. With the full moon up and Greg just singing in the background. I can't stand. You know, just straight up. It'll be just perfect.
Zach, do you think that Superman relates to that? Like, if Saitama comes to him and pours out his heart of like all these frustrations that he's been having, is that something that Kal-El can relate to? Or is this totally foreign to him?
No, I think that is totally relatable because, like, look, it's not going to be the same exact frustrations, but I think absolutely, like, Clark Kent, like, especially in his life as Clark Kent, he knows what it is to be, like, to have struggles and to, like, want something that you can't necessarily have. And he's also just Superman is also just very good at, like, relating to everybody around him. So I think he's going to just like be able to just cut through to the heart of like what Saitama is dealing with and be like, I think, but here's the catch. I think he might talk him out of the superhero life. Like he might be like, look, I do what I do because it is like for the betterment of mankind. This is about protection. It's not about fun. It's about a responsibility. And if you want the responsibility, that is wonderful, and I will welcome you into this world. Let's go down to the Hall of Justice. I can introduce you to some people. But if that's not why you're doing this, then I don't think you should.
And then it'll be their first fight. And he'll stand up and be like, "You can't tell me what to do." Blah 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 blah. And then just like really get into it, and then he just runs off, and Superman feels bad. Kal-El's like, "Did I give him the right advice? Should I go to him? Should
You
I not?"
one-punched my heart.
Yes, yes. Give me all the cheese. I want it. All the cheesiness. It's beautiful. But yes, I just oh.
I can't imagine Superman bringing One Punch Man to the Hall of Justice or like
Can
the
you
Fortress
imagine?
of
It would be weird.
Solitude, and fucking Aquaman is just like, God damn it!
Are you
Not
kidding
another
me?
one. You gotta
I
be
don't want
fucking
anymore.
kidding me.
Get out. Get out. We have too many. Too many.
Look, we do have to answer the question though. Okay, we've had the emotional fight, yes. And I would argue that I do like the track that Zach has set up. That Superman, I wasn't necessarily on board at first, but that Superman is like, if you're honestly doing this just for fun, you cannot be a superhero. Like, and if you do not want to voluntarily leave the game, as it were, someone needs to stop you. And this gets to what is ultimately exciting for me, and we have to address it. Can Superman defeat One Punch Man? If he is going to forcibly try to get him out of the superhero game, who wins in a fight? One Punch Man or Superman?
Oh
Yo,
no.
we haven't had this death battle yet. Okay, the channel, the
has
YouTube
to.
channel hasn't done it yet. I don't know. I
mean, look,
Oh,
by
boy.
definition, One Punch Man can destroy anybody with one punch, but I think Superman is the one person who could give him a run for his money, because Superman, like, beyond kryptonite, is just this unkillable character with infinite superpowers. Like,
yeah,
he's
I
the
feel like
most
this is a
forget that
Tari question.
he died once and then just like came back.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Unkillable.
I guess here's the question: like, is it just a pure fight? Because I think there's a few different things. Like, there have been characters that One Punch Man like at the end of season 1, because I haven't read the manga. I'm mainly familiar with the anime. Like it takes him a couple hits to defeat someone.
I mean, for like a very powerful character, I think so. But most of the time, it's usually done in one punch.
Yeah. Oh, most of the time, yes. And it's not even about the size of the monster; it's just their power.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I don't think Superman goes down with one punch, but I do think he is absolutely wounded by one punch.
Definitely taken aback and needs okay.
This
Like,
is absolutely a Cap shield and Thor's hammer thing from Avengers, where they just like they hit into each other and there's a sonic explosion that levels half of Metropolis.
yeah. Oh God.
Like Saitama is turning into a villain in the middle of this by accident.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like it's only going to be for that moment, because I think they're going to reach a certain point of just understanding each other, maybe when they're both like tired or whatever, and just having that moment of like, if we keep this up, we're going to destroy the planet. And I feel like we need to figure this out. And either Saitama's like, no, we need to keep going, and like Superman has to be that voice of reason of like, what do you want? Like full on, why am I forgetting that? Oh, the Notebook. What do you want? Like, and everything, and just kind of work through it. And it's just one of those like super emotional like episodes of like they both look just really defeated, but they just like find that understanding. And maybe they can't make it work between each other, but they have, again, that mutual like, all right, okay, I see you. And just like, okay, now we really can't be together, because like we can't. We will actually wreck the universe. Get out. Go back. But call me if you need me, though.
Here's what I would posit, and it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. But yes, Superman is absolutely physically destroyed in one punch by Saitama. But Saitama is emotionally destroyed in one punch by Superman.
Okay.
So you have a mutual KO situation where One Punch Man unleashes his fury, knocks out Superman, but in doing so, realizing what he's become is just completely incapacitated because he can no longer bring himself to fight. So I would posit that that is the result of the actual physical fight here. Uh, I'm gonna deviate from what you were saying though. I think that this does lead to a long-term thing because I think
Okay.
that these are the only two people in the world that can truly understand each other on like a very deep level. And I very much can imagine One Punch Man waking up in a cornfield in Kansas and just like, shuffling down in the morning, maybe playing a quick round of, Mortal Kombat or something.
Sure.
And then stepping out onto the porch, that sun-kissed Kansas porch with a cup of coffee and looking over the field, being like, this is right. I don't need to fight anymore. I don't need this life because I was just doing it for fun. And now I am fulfilled with my true love, Superman.
Oh man, I can just hear. Is that the sound of One Punch Man fans just raging back here? What's happening?
I don't think they're raging. I think they're raving is what they are.
Oh,
Because
okay.
this is the catharsis that we've wanted for Saitama for so long.
It's true.
That he's just been chasing. He's just been
Yeah,
chasing
he really has.
fun, and he's been chasing. He's been chasing contentment,
Yeah.
and that's what he finds in Smallville.
With Superman? Oh my god!
Yeah, they
My
say,
heart.
Like, fuck it, we gotta retire. You and me, let's just we'll grow corn and paint artisanal mugs and sell them on Etsy. And the mugs are shit, just absolute.
I was gonna say,
garbage.
I was like, I don't think they're gonna be good though.
But
like,
it
they're probably gonna
doesn't
be
matter
god-awful.
because it's about more than that.
Love. We put love in all these
Exactly.
mugs. Oh god, why? It hurts, guys.
Yeah,
and you know that they make every single mug that goes out is made on one of those spinning pottery wheels.
No, don't say it.
Both
Don't
of them.
say it. No. Why would you even put that image in my head? I mean, I love it, but also it's gonna scar me for life. Oh, why?
And they both wear their full uniforms while they do it.
Oh no, I thought you were gonna say that they only
together.
had. No, I thought that you were gonna say they only have aprons on, and I would have laughed.
Okay, I changed my mind. They only have capes on.
Yeah. Oh, adorable. I love it.
Genos modifies his body so that it can serve as a pottery wheel.
I was gonna ask about that. I was like, where's Genos? Is he also gonna be there? He actually becomes the tractor that helps with the corn. Like, what? Can you imagine Mrs. Kent? Like, she comes out and she's just like, Genos, lemonade.
Genos as
great.
farm equipment. I love it.
Oh god. He's an actual hoe, everyone. An actual hoe.
Genos and Jimmy Olsen hit it off and become like best
Aww.
friends.
Oh, that would be great developing film together. Oh, I love it. That's the next ship for sure.
Actually, Genos and Cyborg, I think, would probably hit it off.
I mean, yeah, obviously. I'm just saying, I think it would also just be nice because Jimmy would just be like, I'll just take care of you. It's okay. It's okay.
That was beautiful.
That was a ride. Yeah,
Look,
that was
man,
a ride.
I'm going to say it. I ship it. I absolutely
Straight
ship
up,
it.
we
I
haven't
want
even
it to
asked the
happen.
question.
I want him to be happy. One Punch Man is so miserable throughout most of his existence, and it's funny to watch, but
it genuinely surprises me to say that I absolutely ship it.
Mm-hmm.
When we went into this one, I didn't think it was possible. I knew that they had similarities, but I thought there's no way I'm gonna ship this. They're too similar and too weird. It's just not gonna work out. I'm wrong. But Alexis, what do you think?
Damn it, Greg. I ship it.
Yes.
It's hard because I do enjoy watching Saitama just wreck everything. But I guess I could put that aside to see him be emotionally put back together. Like LL and their beautiful farm. I need a minute. Zach, I need a minute. Like, can we take a break? Just let's have a break. Oh, God.
Yeah, let's take a
well,
break.
we will take a break. We'll take a break. Alexis can let it all out, because we want you to let all of these emotions that you're feeling, let them out, let them breathe. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come right back with the matchmaker segment. So stick around. And we're back, and it's time for the matchmaker segment. Alexis, we are opening the doors on our beautiful shipping matchmaking agency. We're ready to find love for your friend. But tell us,
Yay.
who have you brought to our doorstep today?
I fought for him, but I brought a wonderful, intelligent being who just wants to show his love and knowledge of animals, sea creatures, not insects. Apparently, he's not into that. I'm not quite sure why, since he's a museum curator for a wonderful island of your choosing, or village of your choosing, depending on what term you use. But he's a fine feathered friend of mine. His name is Blathers. And if anybody doesn't know
Yes.
who Blathers is, he's from the wonderful world of Animal Crossing, because that's literally all I do with my time. But we're not talking about me, we're talking about Blathers. Again, he is very intellectual. He is very empathetic. He is just a giant brain, a bird brain that I love dearly. That I think that he deserves love, because he's just always in the museum working, just all the time. And his sister Celeste is like, Alexis, please, just find somebody, anybody, anybody decent that would just work out real well for my brother. Blathers.
Yeah, I think we got some picks.
Yeah, we've got people.
Zach, do you want to go first? How do you want to do this?
Why don't you take this one?
All right.
I see how it is.
Off.
I see how it is. You guys just are not ready. It's okay. I'll just take my Blathers somewhere else. Okay.
I am
Huh?
ready. Listen,
Mhm.
listen. I'm gonna get that heart on lockdown. Don't you fucking come at me saying that I'm
just
not
kidding.
ready.
I'm just kidding. Go for it, buddy. Go
All
for
right.
it. Take my Blathers. No, seriously, take him.
Cue me up, Zach. So Blathers is an intellectual. He's a man who likes to collect things, likes to catalog, a scientist. Now, who else likes to collect things? Who else lives on a small, remote island and likes to educate the folks around him about animals and life itself? I'm talking about Professor Oak from the Pokemon series.
Oh.
Literally, a man who has dedicated his life to cataloging animals, or I guess they're not quite animals. They're
I got
something
you.
separate.
Mhm.
They don't really explain it in full. But you have these two gray-haired, sort of knowledgeable silver foxes that I think you get these two together, and they're going to be cataloging more than animals, baby. They're going to be exploring the corners of each other's hearts.
Oh no, Zach, you better bring it, buddy.
Oh, see, that's the thing. I see where you're coming from, Greg, but see, I think that what Blathers really needs, he doesn't need anybody to help him catalog. He's great with cataloging. He loves what he does, and he wants somebody who can be there to add to his museum, to help him with it, but not necessarily to help him with the collecting. He's good at that. I think we need to set him up. And I don't, hold on, stick with me, because this is going to be surprising at first, with Charlotte A. Cavatica, aka Charlotte from Charlotte's Web. Now, I know what you're thinking. Blathers is scared of bugs. He hates bugs. But
How
why?
dare you?
We need to ask why why Blathers is so scared of bugs. I think it's because he really deep down loves them and wants them to be a part of his life. And Charlotte, here's what Charlotte does for Blathers. These two, Charlotte knows how to reach out to animals besides that are outside the bug kingdom. She also knows she's a showman spider. She knows how to put signs up, get people to come into the museum, to bring more people to see the work that Blathers is doing. And that's what he needs.
Oh.
An amount of time.
Oh no. Oh no. You have to make me choose? Oh.
Well, first there's the rebuttal round. So, Alexis, if you have any questions for Greg or I, please let us know, and then we will have 30 seconds to answer them for you.
Okay. Question to our beautiful Charlotte's Web representative, Zach. We all know Blathers has a hard time with insects. It's just, he still accepts them, but he just can't get over the eek factor. Just the full on eek. How do you think they're meet cute? No, sorry. How do you think that Charlotte is able to get through that eek factor that Blathers has specifically?
A fair question. What do you got for Greg and Professor Oak?
I don't know. Do you have his number? Like, I'd like to get that. I'd like to hit that. You know what I'm saying? Would Professor Oak have to move to where Blathers is on the deserted, sorry, the island or village that he is living in, or would he ask Blathers to come to the Pokemon world and live there with Professor Oak?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a tough one.
Thank you.
Okay, I think
care
I
about
got this.
I care about my baby boy Blathers. He deserves love.
All right, Greg, it's your turn up first. Here we go.
So, Professor Oak at this point is super used to new Pokemon coming into the fold and like new creatures being introduced to his environment. So, I think that Professor Oak absolutely would move to the Animal Crossing island. He would be so excited to see, like, wait, there's a dog that's also like the secretary of the mayor, and like there's a raccoon that understands complex economic interactions. Like, I definitely have to see what's going on here.
No, all right. I like that. Zach?
All right. Well, here's the thing. Charlotte has dealt with prejudice before, with Wilbur being not sure what to do with her. I think she starts with nice subtle signs in her webs that just like show him that she loves his museum, and the fact that she loves his museum is going to just warm his heart and bring him around to that side. And he doesn't, and that's the thing. These two are going to connect because they're different, not because they're the same people from a different universe. That's what's going to hit off Charlotte and Wilbur together, making beautiful, beautiful love.
Oh, that was a weird image. Okay.
I mean, it's the Animal Crossing world, though. So, like,
no, true. Like, yeah, like, come
has
on
to
now.
reproduce those, like, that weird clown penguin thing. That happened.
Yeah,
I don't know
that was
how.
weird.
I don't know why. Especially, I don't know why, but it happened.
Yeah, I still have nightmares.
Well, we've come to that point where, Alexis, we want Blathers to be happy, and you know him, you know your friend better than anyone. So, who do you want to set Blathers up on a date with? Professor Oak from Pokemon or Charlotte from Charlotte's Web?
Oh, that's a tough one because I do think that Blathers and Professor Oak would hit it off with just straight up science talk. It's just like talking dirty, just straight up to each other, just and all the things. But I also really want to see how his views change on insects if he would take in a beautiful spider lover. You know, especially because it's weird because we catch tarantulas on on Animal Crossing.
That's
so
their
it's like,
cute.
yeah, right. He catches her by accident, and then she's like, "No, don't put me in the museum. Take me to your bedroom." Oh, this is tough. Oh, I don't know. I hate it because I can't pick both. You know what though? I really want to see them geek out. It's gonna have to be Professor Oak. I'm sorry, Zach. I'm sorry. I know. I really wanted to see that comeuppance, but I also really, I don't know what it is. Like that it gets me right in the it'd be just so cute. Blathers can just literally talk Professor Oak's ear off and hopefully his clothes. So I want it. I want it.
There's just a mess of sweater vests and lab coats.
And lab coats,
all
man,
over the
and
floor.
and you'll see Blather's bow tie somewhere, or at least the collection of them being just strung out,
the one bow tie on the floor next to all
unraveled, and you're like,
Professor Oak's
Blathers, lost your senses. What is the matter with you? I'm in love.
I will say, oftentimes Greg and I go over these beforehand just to make sure that we're like not picking the same person. We didn't do that today. When I heard Professor Oak, I went, "Oh, damn it!"
Yeah, no, for real. I heard it like under your breath. You're like, damn. I wasn't ready, Greg. You really, yeah. You know what? I totally take back what I said earlier where I was like, do you just not want my Blathers? I get it. No, you came for it. And
it is going to be weird, though, because, Professor Oak is going to be scrolling through the Pokedex and come across, like, one of the vaguely owl-esque Pokemon, and Blather's going to be like, what the fuck is that?
I know, and I'd be like, it's nothing, baby. It's nothing. It was a phase.
You're the only one for me. Don't worry.
You're the only one for me. Don't worry about this one. You know, we have nothing.
I'd be worried that Oak is going to try to catch Blathers at some point.
Strictly in a sexual
sense.
Feelings
is what you mean by that.
Oh, all right. Well,
the master ball on my heart. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I love
Alexis, thank you so much for joining us again on Ships in the Night.
I love the Ships in the Night. I love when we set sail on these crazy adventures. It's my favorite. Thank you for having me.
Yes, this is a blast. It's great to hear your voice again. And this episode got so weird. It makes me so happy.
Yeah.
If people want to keep up with you on the internets, please tell them where should they go.
You can find me on the Charlotte interwebs at atorres890. That's ATORRES890. I don't have anything special going on, but if you want to talk more about fanfics, you know where to find me. You just look me up. Twitter, Instagram, smoke signal me. I'll find it. I'll find it. But thank you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on the tweets at Greg Goodness. You can also find me performing occasionally when it's actually open at the Pack Theater in beautiful, sunny Hollywood, California.
And I'm Zach Wilson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @ZachWilson. Be sure to follow the podcast at ShippingPod, Twitter and Instagram. Be sure to like, rate, subscribe, all that stuff. It helps more people find this show. And if you're listening to the show, if you're enjoying it, you want more people to accidentally stumble upon what just happened. So please give us a rating, give us a review, because that's the only way we can get these insane thoughts into more people's ears and freak them out. You could also just play it on speaker from your car. No one's stopping you from doing that. I'm just saying. And this has been Ships in the Night, casting off.